So, hello everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar today. We will be talking about how to use Hudl and Assist and how to get the most out of it during your winter season. Hudl is our video platform and Assist is our stat breakdown service. With Assist, you'll be able to send your recorded matches to our team of analysts who will be able to break that video down for you and your athletes. Just for some intros, my name is Lacey, and I am currently working with the team that has actively worked on wrestling tools in Hudl. I come from a family of wrestlers and have had such a blast working with the team and also talking with you coaches to bring a wrestling solution to Hudl. We hope it makes your job much easier with a more streamlined workflow and the ability to uncover insights to help develop both your players and level up your team performance. We also have Drew joining us, who handles all of our support articles and education materials to ensure that coaches and athletes can successfully know how to use our product. So thank you all again for joining us today, and let's get started. Here's a quick look at our agenda for today. First, we'll go over why you should use Hudl and Assist. We'll take a look at how to record your film, submit it to Assist, and show you how to use your video and data together to analyze your matches. We'll also jump into a live demo, also go over live streaming and what's new from last year, and then wrap up with some Q&A time. First, I wanted to touch on why you should use Hudl and Assist and what it can do for you. When you use Hudl Assist, you receive full match breakdowns with synced video and data, allowing you and your athletes to quickly find the moments that matter for review and analysis. Instead of having to worry about recording and tagging your matches at the same time or tagging it afterwards, our team of professional analysts will do all of that for you. Another benefit of utilizing Hudl Assist is that now you can bring coachable moments to life. So you can build playlists for your athletes and point out key coaching moments to your wrestlers, helping improve them faster. Now I wanted to set some expectations around our recording requirements and submitting to Assist. First off, we want to make sure we keep the ref in view at all times and we record the entire match, so no need to start and stop during the recording. This is just so our analysts can accurately tag it as best as they can. We can also only break down one mat at a time, so if there's two in view, we will ask you to specify which mat you would like broken down. If you're filming through the Hudl mobile app on an iPad or an iPhone, please record each match separately. You can now fill out a new assist form while you record with or without an internet connection. That will save you time. This is a massive improvement from last year, and so we wanted to make sure. We'll go over this later in our presentation. So you can submit from the mobile app or on hudl.com. We'll ask you to fill out this form to submit. We recommend recording through the app if you want an up-close view, since the manager or the coach that records can fill out this assist form during breaks during your match, even without an internet connection. The only required questions for submitting to assist are the event name, so whether that's a duel or a tournament or whatever, and also the band color, just so that our analysts can associate the right athlete and the right team to the athlete in the video. There's optional questions you can fill out, like athlete name, opponent name, final score. That is all optional, since you can use that to organize your library after. We do recommend doing it, since if you're already recording it, add that additional information so that way it'll be easier to find in your library afterwards. So, can you use one form to submit multiple matches? We heard from coaches, hey, I'm used to just batch uploading all my matches since I use a camcorder. Can I just use one form to submit all those matches? Yes, you can do this. If you're uploading a video with multiple matches, or like you did last year where you just hook it up to the web and you're able to submit all that at the same time, you can just submit it and then go to the library, tap on these three dots, and then just hit send to assist. We'll just ask you how many matches are in the recording, and then you can fill out additional information. Next, how do you interact with your video and data after it's broken down? When you receive your match back, each row that you see in this view is the action leading up to a point or a key moment or a stoppage in the match. For example, when you see a takedown tag, it will be the action leading up to that takedown. If you see an out of bounds or a penalty or an end of the period moment, once again, it's that action leading up to it. It's not just the 2 seconds that that takedown occurred. We want you to be able to see that action leading up to it. There's also a new timeline feature. It'll allow you just to see the video in its entirety without being clipped if you prefer. We'll take a closer look at that later on. Filtering. You have the ability to filter the moments how you would like. On the right-hand side, when you're in hudl.com, you can tap certain filters to only navigate to certain moments. So if you only want to see the takedowns from the match, you can tap that and only the takedowns will appear. You can also uncover different insights here, such as, okay, what percentage of moments is my athlete on bottom or top or neutral, whatever that might be. We are still new in developing this, so if you had feedback as you're going throughout your seasons, please let us know. We want to make this as useful as possible. You can also look at and analyze multiple matches at once. So in the library, you can select all your athletes' matches from the past year or past month, whatever it might be. And you can aggregate those together and you can see, okay, of all these matches, what percentage of the time is my athlete scoring on top, bottom, neutral? What period are they scoring the most points in? What percentage of the time are they getting that first takedown? Once again, we are still early in developing this, so please give as much feedback as possible. And I'm going to hand this over to Drew.
Perfect. Thanks, Lacey. So for our playlist, they're a really great way to review your film. You can use the dynamic filters from Hudl Assist, like Lacey mentioned, to quickly navigate your film to find the best teaching moments from your most recent matches or from a weekend tournament. You can also go over how to edit a clip. So we'll go over that here in a few minutes in our live demo. Go to the next one.
Nope, it doesn't love when I try and skip. There we go.
Perfect. So next we have our annotations. So learning from your film can be challenging for a young athlete, but using these annotations makes it really easy for them to find those teaching moments. So you can add annotations and text boxes to go back and forth with your athletes. And it's a really great way to start a dialogue and be able to go back and forth with them and really get them involved in their own learning from the film. And then editing the grid. And if you do ever need to edit your data, you can change those moments by double clicking into those cells. You'll see that you can change the takedown moment. If something was missed, if the ref signal wasn't quite right, or you do need to go back in and edit that, those are always available to just click in there like a normal spreadsheet and edit that information. So next we'll jump into a live demo here. So I'll get my screen shared. Perfect. Can you see that all right, Lacey?
Yep.
Perfect. So here is our home screen on our account. You'll see this feed style when you log into your account. If you're on multiple teams, you might see some regional highlights from your area. You can also use the team drop-down menu to find your specific team. And then we'll jump right into the video. So this is our library where everything will be uploaded. And you'll see here we have a few videos. On the left-hand side, to quickly navigate between those videos, we can go by video type. So this would show us practice film or tournament film as well. And we can also look by event. You'll see here we've got multiple seasons listed. So we can select the filter and find that specific video. And then also new for wrestling, we have our athlete labels. So if you have different athletes wrestling at different matches, you'll be able to quickly find the videos where they're wrestling in those. And then next we'll jump into the video here. So you'll see here is our grid along the bottom. Like we had mentioned, you can tap into any of those key moments and you'll be able to change those tags. You can also scroll through and it'll take you to that specific moment in the video. So if we want to see this takedown, we'll see that there is 2 points here and you'll see who the wrestler was and what period it was in. We can also use our filters over on the right-hand side. So we can go through and find our third period points and our escapes. And now we've automatically filtered these out to the specific moment in the video. If this is something where we want to add our annotations to, we've got this toolbar on the left-hand side. If you don't see that initially, there is this effects toolbar that we can hide that or add that back to the screen. So we can go through and add an arrow. We can add a text box to start that dialogue with the athlete. And then if we want to save this into a playlist, we can select this clip and save the clip. And we'll add this to our playlist, give that a title. And once we've created that, we'll be able to add more clips to this playlist throughout the season. So you can share those specifically with the athlete to continue adding on for those teaching moments, or you can create a new one for each tournament or each week of the season. We can also save this as a filter set. So you'll see these are the 3 filters that we have applied. So if we want to find these each week after we've uploaded our film, we can save this as a filter set, and then we'll be able to quickly navigate to that. So if we go back and open a separate video, this loads here, we'll be able to select our saved filters and apply that. And then if we have any moments that match that moment, that'll pull directly into the video player. Lacey did mention the new timeline feature, so I'll show that here. So over on the right-hand side, we have our flexible layout. So if you want to hide the grid, you can make the video larger. You can also hide the dynamic filters. And then this last one here is our timeline. So you'll be able to see the specific moments throughout the event that are tagged, split up by the team. So you will see our team here and then the opponent. We can also zoom out on the timeline a little bit, and you'll be able to kind of scrub through this timeline and click on the next moment to see each of those. And this is something I know we're still looking on feedback for what you guys are hoping to see out of this timeline view. So definitely be sure to use the feedback feature and let us know so we can see what's the most helpful and see what we can put on our roadmap for everyone. So that is the video player here. Anything else that I should touch on, Lacey?
One thing is, if you look on the left side and it says label, this is where you can add your kid's name to a video so that a kid can just go straight to their matches, not have to scrub through certain matches.
Perfect. Yeah, here's how you would add those labels. So if you select the 3 dots on the video thumbnail and select open details, you'll see that we can retitle our video, select the video type, add the schedule entry or move that to a different event if it was on the wrong event. And then these are the labels here where we can add those athletes. And we can also share that out with a specific athlete. That way, if you have a playlist with just a few athletes that you're working on, it doesn't go into everybody's library. So you can keep those teaching moments a little private, just to you and that athlete, and really develop them throughout the season. Perfect. And I'll toss that back to you, Lacey.
So I'm going to pause here and open it up for some questions. You can add it in I believe it's like the webinar question box, and we'll just give a minute or 2 here if there's any questions about that experience. And Drew, it's difficult for me to see the questions while I present. So if anything comes up, will you let me know?
Perfect. Got a question for you here, Lacey. Does Hudl communicate with or exchange information with track wrestling?
At this time, we do not have an integration with track.
Another question from Jack. What is the typical turnaround time for assist analysis?
So we promised 24 hours. It could come sooner than that, but no later than 24 hours.
Awesome. And how do you want us to record at tournaments to make it easier for analysts?
Yeah, so this is where we have our new assist form on mobile. I actually have a little video of it in a few different slides where you can now fill out all that assist information, whether you have an internet connection or not. So for a tournament, I recommend going to the mobile app, recording from there, and then questions will pop up and say, do you want to send to assist? Say yes. You type in the information there. That way, when that match ends, you can just tap done and it'll get sent to a queue where at the end of the day, or whenever you have an internet connection, you just plug in your app, make sure you're connected to Wi-Fi, and then all of that will send automatically and it'll be pretty seamless from there. So especially tournaments, since a lot of focus, if you have a focus device, it's hard to capture or have like a meaningful angle since you want to get that up close footage. So definitely use the mobile app.
Definitely. Next question from Joe. You may have mentioned, but am I able to see all season stats? Also, Joe would like a hat like mine, so dig in the huddle hats.
Yeah, so in the demo that Drew showed, so we have all of those insights on the right side. So once your film is broken down on the right side, you have all those filters. You can actually expand that and it'll go into a full screen view. Right now, you're just able to like screenshot. So you can say, okay, let me pull all my kids' matches from the last season. It'll show you wins, losses, how you won or lost, how many takedowns they had, etc. Right now, you can just screenshot it, but in the future, we're wanting to expand that report page so it's more like a box score, so you're able to export that to a CSV or print it or whatever you might like. That's definitely early, so that's something we're specifically wanting feedback on as well of what do you really want in a report and what do you want to be able to do with that. No promises on the hat there, but maybe send us an email after. Maybe we can hook you up.
So, is there a limit to the number of matches that can be sent to assist?
No, there's not a limit right now. Just because I know with wrestling, you have tons of different matches that you want analyzed, and it's difficult for us to set a limit on that. So if you are getting stopped, that's definitely an issue, and we'll make sure we double check that.
Perfect. One more question from Matt here. Can you talk about athlete highlights and how assist can help with that?
Yeah, Drew, do you want to talk about that since you had demoed the playlist and highlight experience?
Yeah, definitely. Let me share my screen here. Perfect. So within the video here, the best way to quickly create highlights using the assist data is we can select our athlete here so that we're just filtering this match by this athlete. And then we can find the specific moments that we want to use in our highlight. And so here we've got these 3 takedowns. And then what we can do is we can select these highlights, save the clips here, and then instead of adding it to a playlist, we'll be able to select the athlete dropdown. And then we'll go through here and find our athlete. And then we can select save there. And so these sends these 3 clips to Melvin. And then on his account, he has a highlights tab that he can go in. And I'll show you what that looks like. So we'll go to our highlights tab and select the team tab. This will show us our roster. And so we can go in and start creating a highlight for them and select create highlight. And this is our highlight editor. So anytime you want to add new content, you'll select this blue plus in the bottom right-hand corner. And we can select videos. And you'll see here that we've got our 3 clips that we've sent over. And so we can add these to the highlights. So this is a great way to start that highlight for your athlete. And that way they can get going in that highlight creation. And you'll be able to see the clips here. And otherwise, the athletes can do that themselves to send specific clips that they're looking for to their highlights. And one last question before we move on. Android devices, is the app recording only available with Apple?
Correct. Right now, it's just on iOS devices. You can see the breakdown on Android devices, but the actual recording piece is still only on those iOS devices.
Perfect. I think we can jump back into it. Thanks for all the questions. Hopefully we were able to get those answered well for everybody.
Yep. Alrighty.
And I'll touch on live streaming here. So we do have the option to live stream your matches. If you have a focus camera, you can live stream all of your home duels to Hudl Fan, so that your family and friends far and wide can still watch your athletes' matches. And secondly, we do have mobile live streaming coming soon. So that will allow you to live stream from the same recording device that you're already using if you're using an iPad or an iPhone or anything like that. So that will be rolling out soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Drew. So next I want to talk about what's new from last season. Last season we had kind of a test beta released where we wanted to test a bunch of things that we were building. And now I want to touch on what actually we built that was new from last year. So, one, faster assist submissions. We heard this very clearly from coaches. So, if you're recording through the mobile app with or without an internet connection, there's now this assist submission form that you can fill out during or after the match. As you can see in this little video, it'll have you fill out the information and then you'll tap send to Hudl Assist and it'll get sent to a queue where if you don't have internet, when you eventually connect to internet at in a couple hours or at the end of the day when you get back home, all of that will just automatically send to assist. You don't have to try and remember, okay, which kid's match was this? What was their band color? We want you to be able to do that right then and there, so you don't have to try and recall all that information. The other piece is if you prefer to use a camcorder or kind of upload all your matches to Hudl in bulk, you can submit in bulk from a single form. So this is the form that we had last year, but you'll be able to submit to Assist here. You'll just tell us how many matches are in the recording. So if it was recorded on a focus device and you say, okay, there was 13 different matches in this recording, and then there's other optional information. You can add their name, whatever it might be, and also send to Assist from there. So this still is available if you would prefer to record this way. As I said before, you can filter by athletes in the library. So you can add a label to any video so that you can filter through the library strictly by that athlete or whatever you might want to do. As Drew touched on, we have this timeline view. This is new to all sports. So we support basketball, football, whatever it might be. We heard that everyone wanted a timeline view, so we rolled this out for wrestling. This is still very new, and so we would love feedback on what exactly you would expect to see in this timeline view, opposed to our other view where we show you all the action leading up to a certain moment, and that's how we've clipped the video. So when I tell you to provide feedback, these are ways to do so. In product, you can provide feedback, and this will go straight to myself and other members of our team that monitor this feedback coming in. You can also email us. So any of the emails that you're getting as you're setting up your season, you can just reply to that and we can answer as well. We also conduct interviews, so on Zoom or through the phone. We would love to hear from you one-on-one and get your insight if in product or email doesn't seem to land. So I'm going to pass this over to Drew, and he's going to talk about what to do before your season starts.
Thanks, Lacey. So for your season preparation, the best things to do is to update your roster. That will help with all of your assist data to make sure that the athletes are tagged in those moments. Adding your schedule will help keep your library organized and is also required for submitting to assist. And that is also kind of what will tie the reports in once we get those built out. Learning more about the recording requirements that we touched on at the beginning of the webinar, and also making sure that all of your video is submitted to Assist so that you can get the most out of your Assist package and also getting those teaching moments from your data. And then just getting familiar with the platform, spend some time in there and create a few playlists or filter groups or even highlights just to get familiar with it and get hands-on so that you can ask any questions beforehand and make sure that you guys are up and running for the season. Lastly, I'll touch on a few resources and support that we have available. So first we have our Training with Hudl YouTube channel. You can go to YouTube and just type in Training with Hudl and make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you're always up to date with our latest how-to videos. We also have playlists on there specific to sports or specific areas to Hudl. So you can learn through if you're just looking for a specific question on how to add effects or create a playlist. But those are all grouped together so you can keep watching the next video to learn even more. I also have our tutorials at hudl.com/support. That is grouped by product. So you'll select Hudl and then jump in there to find your specific wrestling tutorials. And last but not least, we do have our contact form. So you can go to hudl.com/help, complete the form there, provide as much information about your question as you have, and our support team will jump on that and get you an email response back, usually within the hour. So they're pretty quick on that and get you up and running.
All right. Thank you all for joining. Please reach out if you need anything. We are really excited to bring these tools to you. So see y'all later.
Thanks, everyone.